Good morning, I'm Samriddhi K.C. These are the headlines of the hour. World observes International Migrants Day today, honoring the contribution of workers. Nepal government fails to provide security to the workers. Death toll from the foreign employment rises. The committee formed to probe into the properties of Tribhuvan University submits its report to Prime Minister K.P. Sharma Oli, suggests for further probe through government entities. Evidence emerging from mass grave site in Syria exposes state-run machinery of death, estimates 100,000 people brutally tortured and murdered. And Karnali Yaks and Chitwan Rhinos currently clashing in the first match of eliminator phase of the ongoing Nepal Premier League. Karnali gives Chitwan a victory target of 176 runs. Welcome back. International Migrants Day is being celebrated all over the world today with the theme honoring the contribution of migrants and respecting their right. Different programs are being organized in the nation today, highlighting vital contribution of the migrants and address their challenges. However, foreign employment has failed to become a safer option for the Nepalese lately. The migrant workers are not only under economic pressure, but are also compelled to lose their lives to risky work environments. The death toll of the migrant workers have increased by 1,400 in comparison to the last year. 1,446 people have lost their lives to foreign employment in the previous fiscal year, while 627 had severe accidents. Government data shows that more than 17,200 people have died in the past 17 years. The government provides concession to the family of deceased and the injured from the same fund that are contributed by the workers. Economic recession had increased unemployment in the nation, leading to more people opting for foreign employment. Although foreign remittance contributes 1,200 billion Nepali rupees yearly to the nation's economy, government has failed to provide security and protection to the migrant workers. Foreign employment has more been a compulsion rather interest of the migrant workers. Raising a campaign seems to be necessary to regulate it in the recent times. The committee formed to probe into the properties and encroached land of the Tribhuvan University has submitted its report to Prime Minister K.P. Sharma Oli, concluding that the university owns over 6,000 ropani land in Kathmandu Valley. This includes 5,050 ropani in Kantipur, of which 1,000 ropani has been mishandled. The committee has recommended the government to assign commission for the investigation of abuse of authority CIAA and Crime Investigation Bureau CIB to look into the matter. The committee's coordinator Mahendra Thapa handed over the report to the Prime Minister and his official residence in Balwatar yesterday in the presence of Minister of Education, Science and Technology Vidya Bhattrai and university officials. Receiving the report, Prime Minister Oli assured the recommendations by the committee would be implemented without delay.
यो प्रतिवेदन पूर्ण छैन, अझै धेरै खोजी गर्नुपर्ने कामहरू बाँकी छन्। यसले जहाँ कार्यान्वयन गर्नका लागि हामीलाई सुझाव दिएको छ ती कुराहरू हामी बसेर छलफल गरेर कार्यान्वयनमा जान्छौं र थप बाँकी अध्ययनका लागि अहिले सम्मानज्यूले भन्नुभएको छ जे सिफारिस भएको छ सुझाव दिनुभएको छ त्यसलाई कार्यान्वयन गर्ने र थप कुरा अध्ययनका लागि समितिले अझै काम गर्नुपर्ने हुन्छ। त्यसले गर्दा थप तपाईहरुले जिम्मेवारी लिन पनि तयार हुनुहोस् है भनेर भन्नुभएको छ। त्यही अनुसार हामी अगाडि बढ्छौं। उहाँहरुको सारांश हामीले थाहा पाउँदा के बुझेका छौं भने अझै धेरै कुरा खोज्न बाँकी छ। एउटा त यो
The committee report has also given recommendations to solve issues seen in land of 21 campus since Nepalese year 2013. The government had formed the 5-member committee in May under the coordination of former Secretary Sarda Prasad Trital. The verdict of Supreme Court on Giri Bandu tea estate case has not come into implementation as the letter sent by the Office of Attorney General has not reached the Ministry of Land Management despite the lapse of 6 months. The Supreme Court on February 7 this year had overturned the government decision to allow swapping of 343 Ropani land of Chapa's Giri Bandu tea estate. The Office of the Attorney General has claimed it had corresponded with the Ministry of Land Management for the implementation of the verdict after the detail of it was released on
2081 साल असार 6 गते महान्यायाधिवक्ता कार्यालयमा फैसलाको जानकारी प्राप्त भएको र महान्यायाधिवक्ता कार्यालयमा फैसलाको जानकारी प्राप्त भए पश्चात 2081 असार 9 गते महान्यायाधिवक्ताको कार्यालयबाट प्रधानमन्त्री तथा मन्त्री परिषदको कार्यालय र भूमि व्यवस्था तथा सहकारी र गरिबी निवारण मन्त्रालयलाई फैसलाको जानकारी पठाइसकिएको बेहोरा यहाँ मार्फत म सम्पूर्ण चाहिँ दर्शक श्रोताहरूलाई जानकारी गराउँछु।
Spokesperson of the ministry Ganesh Prasad Bhatta refrained from giving any statement and forwarded the question to the department, whose officials in turn expressed of being unaware. They pointed towards the decision implementation unit, which responded saying it had not received such letter.
निर्देशनात्मक आदेश जारी भएको भन्ने कुरो चाहिँ हामीले पनि यो आफ्नै सो अध्ययनबाट सर्वोच्चको वेबसाइट लगायतबाट थाहा पाएको विषय छ। अब यो कार्यान्वयनको लागि परमादेश र निर्देशनात्मक कार्यान्वयनको लागि चाहिँ अनुगमन गर्नुपर्ने र यसलाई निरन्तर ताकेता गर्नुपर्ने जुन जुन विषय छ त्यसलाई वर्गीकरण गरेर छुट्याउनु पर्ने भन्ने पनि छ हाम्रो सर्वोच्च अदालत नियमावलीमा। त्यो अन्तर्गत अहिलेसम्म हामीलाई यहाँ प्राप्त भइसकेको अवस्था चाहिँ छैन।
यसको सम्बन्धमा कुनै पनि पहल भएको छैन। फैसला कार्यान्वयनको अनुगमन गर्ने निकायले नै अहिलेसम्म थाहा छैन भन्यो भनेदेखि त उले नै प्राप्त गरेको छैन भन्यो भनेदेखि त अब यसको कार्यान्वयन त अल्पत्र परिरहेको रहेछ र यसमा केही न केही स्वार्थ जोडिएको छ। केही स्वार्थको कारणले गर्दाखेरि यसको यो कार्यान्वयनमा विलम्ब गरिएको छ भनेर मान्छेले शंका गर्न पायो नि।
Despite the Office of Attorney General and the Ministry of Land Management being just a few minutes away, the letter issued by the former 6 months ago has seemingly been misplaced in between, raising serious questions. Welcome back. Public services and development works have been affected in over 239 of the 753 local levels, as they have been operating under acting officials. 10 other local levels lack both Chief Administration Officer and the acting officer. This is due to the lack of priority on the part of government to manage the staff.
The chairperson of Bajura's Khaptar Cherdahar Rural Municipality, Dil Bahadur Rawat, has been making rounds of Singhadarbar all day since 1 month, requesting the minister and the officials at the Ministry of Federal Affairs to assign a Chief Administration Officer at his rural municipality. He has also been meeting his party's second and third tier leaders for the same, but to no avail. Chairperson of Khada Chakra Municipality of Kalikot has been making rounds of the same ministry since 26 days, demanding for a Chief Administration Officer at his local level. He says the municipality's staff have not received their salaries and development works and public services have been at a standstill.
26 दिन निरन्तर हामी चाहिँ यो संघीय मामिलामा आइराखेका छौं र उहाँहरुले टेर्नु भएको छैन भन्ने आलोचित भएका छौं। हामी त्यहाँ अब सबै अब जनताहरु आएर चाहिँ किन काम भएको छैन र त्यहाँको चाहिँ प्रशासनिक काम र हाम्रा भुक्तानीका कामहरु अन्य त्यहाँको चाहिँ टेन्डरहरु गर्नुपर्ने छ, विकासका कामहरु छन्, ती सबैमा बाधा पुगेको छ।
The scenario is similar from Mandan Devpur municipality of Kavri, which is closer to the capital compared to Kalikot and Bajura. It's been 3 months since the post of Chief Administration Officer went vacant.
हाम्रो नगरपालिकामा दशैंदेखि प्रमुख प्रशासकीय अधिकृत विहीन नगरपालिका भएको छ।
प्रमुख प्रशासकीय अधिकृत नहुँदाखेरि पहिला कुरो जिम्मेवारीको बोध हुँदैन निमित्तलाई
249 वटा पालिकामा चाहिँ दरबन्दी अनुसारको चाहिँ रिक्त छ, तर काम नचलेको अवस्था चाहिँ त्यस्तो होइन।
Apart from Itahari and Nepalganj, 9 sub-metropolis is running without a Chief Administration Officer.
यो प्रमुख प्रशासकीय अधिकृत राखेर स्थानीय कर्मचारी राख्ने अधिकार चाहिँ स्थानीय सरकारलाई नै दिनुपर्छ भन्ने हिजोदेखि हामीले भनेका छौं।
The ministry meanwhile says the vacancy will be fulfilled at the earliest.
बढी दरबन्दी भएको कर्मचारीहरूलाई चाहिँ सामान्य प्रशासन मन्त्रालयमा ल्याएर हामीले पहिलो प्राथमिकता स्थानीय तहमा पालिकामा घटाउने प्रयास गरेका छौं.
The ministry itself has lacked record on the total number of staff it has, the number of staff in study leave, or those who are facing criminal charges, among others. There has also been a trend of transferring officials based on power and access, which experts say has left staff management at local levels neglected.
Time for international update. An international war crimes prosecutor said on Tuesday that evidence emerging from the mass grave sites in Syria has exposed a state-run machinery of death under toppled leader Bashar al-Assad, in which he estimated more than 100,000 people were tortured and murdered since 2013. Speaking after visiting two mass grave sites in the towns of Kutefa and Neja near Damascus, former U.S. War Crimes Ambassador at large Stephen Rapp told that they certainly have more than 100,000 people that were disappeared into and tortured to death in this machine. Hundreds of thousands of Syrians are estimated to have been killed since 2011, when Assad's crackdown on protests against him spiraled into a full-scale war. Both Assad and his father Hafez, who preceded him as the president and died in 2000, have long been accused by right groups and governments of widespread extrajudicial killings, including mass executions within the country's prison system and using chemical weapons against the Syrian people. Assad, who fled to Moscow, had repeatedly denied that his government committed human rights violations and painted his detractors as extremists. The head of the US-based Syrian advocacy organization in the Syrian Emergency Task Force, Muaz Mustafa, who also visited Kutefa, 40 kilometers north of Damascus, has estimated at least 100,000 bodies were buried over there. The International Commission of Missing Persons in The Hague separately said it had received data indicating there may be as many as 66 as yet unverified mass grave sites in Syria. More than 157,000 of people have been reported missing to the Commission. Canada has promised to implement a set of sweeping new security measures along the country's US border, including strengthened surveillance and a joint strike force to target transnational organized crime. The pledge follows a threat from President-elect Donald Trump to impose, when he takes office in January, a 25% tariff on Canadian goods if the country does not secure its shared border to the inflow of irregular migrants and illegal drugs. Economists say such tariffs could strike a blow to Canada's economy. Announcing details of the plan, Canada's Minister of Finance and Intergovernmental Affairs said that the federal government would devote $900 million to the plan. Minister Dominic LeBlanc said that the measures will secure our border against the flow of illegal drugs and irregular migration, while ensuring the free flow of people and goods that are at the North America's prosperity. The 5 pillars of the plan cover the disruption of the fentanyl trade, new tools for law enforcement, enhanced coordination with the U.S. law enforcement, increased information sharing, and limiting traffic at the border. They include a purposed aerial surveillance task force, including helicopters, drones, and mobile surveillance towers between ports of entry. The government is also giving the Canada Border Service Agency funds to train new dog teams to find illegal drugs and new detection tools for high-risk ports of entry. The new plan appears to be correspondent to the concerns publicly disclosed by Trump in the recent weeks, the flow of fentanyl and undocumented immigrants into the U.S. The number of crossings at the U.S.-Canada border is significantly lower than that of the southern border, according to U.S. Border Patrol data on migrant encounters, as is the amount of fentanyl seized. Mexico is also facing a 25% tariff trade. That is all for the moment. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.